Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am chef, bro. When it comes to cooking the meanest struggle meal on the planet, that is where I freaking succeed. That is where my domain is at, bro. I constantly be showing up on my Instagram and TikTok about all the random concoctions I be making, bro. It'd be the most easiest things to make. It only takes me a few minutes. Some of them can take as short as like 2 minutes. Some of them can take 1 to 2 minutes to make up as long as you got the ingredients right. Other ones will take maybe like 10, 10 minutes less, depending on how quickly, like, I'll say, like, ground when it comes to like my ground beef struggle meals, right? It's kind of like it's delicious. It's just whole ingredients like bang, 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 and bang. And it's like it takes only like a second to make. Like I'll say ground beef one, I can say it could take 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how long you're making the process, depending on how quickly you want to cook the pound of ground beef, depending on how much you want to enjoy the process of it. I typically like cook my ground beef like 15 minutes. I can cook it in 10 if I need to, right? But at the same time, depending on the time you have allotted to you for real, like I'd be making struggle meals from like I'll say from 1 minute because I can make a struggle meal in a minute to 20 minutes, like 1 to 20 minutes. Like I'd be cooking in that range. Anything longer is just too much work, and that's not a struggle meal no more, right? But I guess anything longer than like 10 minutes is low key struggle meal, right? So I guess I can work on like it. I be enjoying the process sometimes, all right. So sometimes even though it like turns out to be just a struggle meal at the end of the day, I just enjoyed the process of like making it, and I had the time to really sit there and chef, right? But if I'm really in a struggle, I'll just toss a freaking pound of ground beef, toss a ground pound of ground beef, freaking highest hot setting, just mix, 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 mix. Like it's pretty quick, right? But at the same time, though, cooking has by far been like the best skill I've acquired. I'm not gonna lie. Like cooking has been like the best skill I've acquired because it's like I literally cooked ground beef. Like I used to cook ground beef back in the day, but like only like a little bit, but like kind of like meal prepping wise, right? But at the same time, when I cook ground beef and I use this like no microplastic, no heavy metal, like tested sea salt, right? Sea salt. Some type of like kosher salt thing, right? I put that on there. It's the diamond kosher one. It's the one like even though I really thought like the brand was like, has like some pretty bad ones, right? But the little diamond kosher sea salt had like a little diamond. I think it's like a blue diamond and like red and white box. I think it is. I think it is like going off my memory, right? But I have one of those. I bought like a small box, and that box is still lasting me for freaking months now, right? But as I'm still using that box right now till today, like, I literally just season my ground beef with just, like, the salt. Sometimes I use other seasonings out there, but, like that Bull brand that goes, think of these things like 1 and then 2, right? Like, freaking Bull face and then black like, it means black, black, right? But, like, that little symbol right there I just made is, like, the Kinder brand or whatever. Them monks have Cheetos in it, right? So make sure to really look at the ingredients of your seasonings, right? So I literally just season my food with basic just, like, salt, right? But it's delicious, right? Like, it's freaking delicious. Like, I never knew how delicious meat was with just some salt, right? Like that it blew my mind. Like I never like when I season my food, I always freaking heavy seasonings, right? Like I got a whole freaking long cabinet dedicated just to seasonings, right? Freaking thick and full, right? But I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot, right? And I literally just put freaking a whole bunch of just salt on my food, right? As I'm cooking it, just like salt, cook, 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 later, salt, cook, 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 salt, cook, cook, cook. I do like 3, 4 times just salt, right? Even though it is a lot of salt and it is freaking delicious, right? Because I don't really care about tracking my sodium, something like that. But as I'm putting my like salt in there, right? When I grab it tastes real good with just like some of the little kosher sea salt thing. It tastes way too good. I had no clue how good it would taste just alone, right? So I'll be making that, and I have on the side, I have like this is my favorite breakfast by the way. I call it the breakfast of champions, right? So I have like I wouldn't say like about not a full pound, but like a half a pound to more than half a pound of like a ground beef. I'd have like 3 pieces of sourdough bread, right? If it's like like normal bread size, like from Costco, like the Bowden brand or something like that, if it's like the organic, like 3 big slices of sourdough bread, I'll have 3 of them. But if it's like smaller, like thin ones that I get from a different place, like the smaller sourdough bread pieces, I have like 4 to 5 of those instead, and I'll slice off like a freaking wob of butter for each one of those as I warm it up. So because with butter, you don't want to use like hot heat. You don't really want to cook most food in hot, not most food, most of butter to like high heat or anything like that or medium heat. I do like low heat to no heat when it comes to butter. Same for no, not same for anything, but like just for butter, right? I cook my meat typically in beef tallow, right? Just so you know. but I put butter onto each of my toasts. I have like all my toast covered in butter. I just put like I don't cover the full thing. I just like slice some and I just put like a square in the middle, right? So I have like a great center with like a whole bunch of butter in it, and the rest is just like still good because I've drizzled honey all over, it, right? And then I have like a big old, I'll say like oh, a cup and a half, I would say, of A2 milk, A2 organic grass fed. You know, like the fool should works on all these things, like the ground beef, organic grass fed, right? Like all the best freaking freaking marketing schemes out there for each one, right? So I have all these things set out, right? And what else will I add? I'll put my 10 grams of creatine in it. I use like a really good clean creatine. Like I think it's like NSF certified. I think it is. Like I use like, I mean, top brand for expensive too, creatine, bro. I don't like cheaper creatines because cheaper creatines, I can like taste the difference. This creatine is like has almost like a sweet type of taste when like when I'm dry scooping it, right? Even though dry scooping, like, you want to use like a little bit more warm water, and dry scooping is kind of like a type thing, but, like, I still dry scoop every now and then if I have to just get in 10 grams and go type thing. But typically, I put in my protein shake, which I've really shown, like, most of my meals, like, on TikTok and Instagram, right? So you can really just, like, go and check out those accounts and, like, you can really see, like, "Oh, yeah, he do actually be making these struggle meals," right? They may not be the most appetizing to look at, but when I tell you taste is by far freaking best, bro. So as you're cooking this junk, bro, and as you're, like, making it, you can just look at the ingredients I use. I show you all the ingredients I use on there, right? I'm not sitting there showing you the full cooking process and all of that. I just take a little freaking live photo of it, and I just like show you the ingredients I use. And it really is like dumb simple. Like just toss it all in a bowl and pour some milk in it for like the cereal concoctions I make and stuff like that. And it really is simple, just like cook ground beef. Like it really is like just simple. Like cook this, warm this up, and combine it together. Like it's like simple things. Even in my freaking my course I made, my Health Magazine 101, I even give a full list of struggle meals, right? Freaking full list of struggle meals. I literally tell you, like, combine, or like warm up, or keep cold and warm up. Like, I literally, like, it's like dumb simple, right? I literally have like a whole like freaking course dedicated, like in my freaking bonus section, dedicated to freaking like just like struggle meals, right? Because at the same time, like cooking is nice, cooking is enjoyable, especially when you make a full flat out like delicious delicacy, right? But that's just hard to consistently do day in and day out and consistently have meal prep. That's just too much work. And utterly, I am chef, but I'm not full-time chef, all right? I'm part-time chef. So I don't want to be spending my full day's worth of cooking, right? I literally made brownies the other day. I'll probably throw that one up soon. I literally made myself some pretty natty brownies. Not all the ingredients in the brownies were natty, disclaimer, right? But most of them were natty. Most of the ingredients in there are actually natty and actually real ingredients, right? Instead of like the fake edible stuff, right? But also, and I got the little ice cream thing, this little ice cream for Bears brand. Freaking amazing, bro. They do great with just showing like just like straight bold bare ingredients. I don't even gotta squint my eyes to read it. Freaking 10 out of 10, bro. Freaking cinema. I ain't gonna lie. But at the same time, though, like becoming chef and really like cooking up my foods, not like crazy cooking, but at the same time cooking to the extent where it's like, all right, like I can actually like I'm whipping something up for real, right? Like it's an enjoyable process. I didn't know how much fun cooking could be, low key. And making things that are like simple and easier to make also really do come in clutch instead of things that are like complex. Like sometimes like I'll make something that'll be a little complex and call it like a struggle meal. Like I'm thinking my ground beef thing that may be a little too many steps, but also I have so many other like struggle meals out there. I literally made a freaking PB and J and threw that one up with a freaking I literally made like a PB and J with freaking like organic bread and stuff like that, and organic like peanut butter with no palm oil because you don't want palm oil in your peanut butter, right? And like organic, just like jam and stuff like that. Like I've shown like I've shown like the meals and stuff like that I do. You should definitely go like check it out and stuff like that, right? Even in my course, I really do show it, right? But becoming chef has ultimately like really helped me lock in the kitchen. I'm not gonna lie, like locking in the kitchen is low key. It's like fun, spare time hobby, right? But at the same time, it's good to make something good and quick and still be really good instead of just combining BS together and having something nasty come out. It's nice to be able to make something and really actually have it be good. It only took you like not even 5 minutes to make. So that's why personally, chefing up and becoming chef and really getting into the kitchen and be like, all right, combining these things together, just like a protein shake, just tossing everything in there and dousing it in a whole bunch of freaking honey, right? Just so it can taste good, bro. It's like, it's whatever it takes, bro, just for the flavor to be there, right? If the flavor is good and the ingredients are good, I think that's freaking amazing. I just got bit by something, but yes, bro, like as long as the flavors are good and everything you're doing something is freaking amazing. Like, locking in on chef because you really know what the ingredients are because you're putting all these things in there, right? And typically I like to cook with just straight whole ingredients, right? So I know everything that's in there instead of like using like seasoning packets or like kind of like a like bulk kind of like food items like when like you get like chicken but it's already been marinated for you like no like I don't use that because it has like seed oils and other BS in there, right? I actually like I'll sit there and I'll actually make this. I even made my own freaking homemade nachos, right? And homemade guac because it's really easy. Like I really dedicated like an hour or two. I think it was not an hour or two, but like an hour, I would say, to just like sitting there chefing it up, right? I was just taking my time, just had some music bumping in the background, some smooth jazz to really sit there and enjoy myself. And I was really just bumping in the background. I made like put 2 pounds of ground beef and some other freaking like, um, organic like vegetables in there and stuff like that for some like a little bit of spice in there, some jalapenos and stuff like that. And I really was just really chefing it up and just enjoying myself, right? And like spare time hobby just to improve my health. And it was delicious. I even found these chip brands. I forget what the brand is called, but it's got this yellow chicken nugget thing looking thing on there. I don't even know, yellow bird chicken nugget looking thing on there. But ultimately, really, I just wanted to say that you should really give it a shot instead of like relying on other like people or the dining hall if you know about my like freaking freshman college experience, right? But instead of like trusting the dining hall or anything like that, trusting someone else to make your food, when you make your food for you is great because not it's not just like a fun activity to do. It's not that you can just make your food in like 5 minutes, but you can actually make it taste good. You know exactly what's in there. And you don't have to worry about like it being laced with seed oils or some random BS in there. So really like chefing it up in the kitchen and me turning into chef, that's really like helped me like prosper when it comes to like I would say this is like really like one of like the top things up there that really helped me in actually cooking my foods to like improve the quality of not just my what was it, not just like the food I eat, but the quality of life too. Me knowing actually how to cook and chef it up and me knowing how like different ingredients pair together and how good it is and fun it is to like experiment in the kitchen. Like it's low key enjoyable. It's low key enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie. But really, if you want to yap to me more, bro, or listen to my voice more in a more beautiful manner, check it out. Health Max 101. That is my course I came out. It's freaking best course. I'm proud of it. I'm thankful for everything I made. Took me freaking hours to make. It took me like no, it took me like days to make. I'm not gonna lie. It took me days to make, hours of recording, all slapped up in there and you should low-key go check it out. Freaking Health Maxing 101, check out that course. And also, if you want to just yap to me for an hour, it's completely free for this one. This one's free. Yap to me for an hour. We can just sit there and talk on freaking like Zoom or like Instagram, you know what I mean? FaceTime, whatever FaceTime mechanism they call it, bro. Google Meet, whatever. You just want to sit there and yap for an hour, talk about health, just literally anything if you want to yap about. You can also check that one out, top link in description. But genuinely though, but I appreciate you watching. Thank you.